All right, welcome to this page of the notes, and what they're asking us to do is take this quadratic, which is in standard form, and write it in vertex form. And we know that in order to do that, we're going to need to complete the square. But because it's y equals, I'm going to have to do all of my work on the same side of the equal sign. I can't work on both sides of the equal sign because I need that to stay a y. So we're going to use parentheses to help us. Now, in order to complete the square, I need my leading coefficient to be a 1, and it is. So I'll just simply add b squared over 4 inside the parentheses to complete the square. And to maintain equality, since I added b squared over 4 inside the parentheses, I'll subtract b squared over 4 on the outside. Well, my b is a 6. 6 squared is 36, and 36 divided by 4 would be 9. So I will add 9 inside the parentheses to complete the square. But because I added 9 inside, I'm going to subtract 9 on the outside. This is now a perfect square trinomial, which I will write as two binomials. And a negative 9 and a minus 5 should be a negative 14. I need an x and an x. It looks like it's going to be a positive 3 and a positive 3. So y is equal to x plus 3 squared minus 14. And again, I can quickly identify that my a is 1, my h is 3, and my k is a negative 14, which allows me to quickly make transformations to the parent function and graph this quadratic relatively easily. Let's try another one. Once again, I've been given a quadratic in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c, and you've been asked to write it in vertex form, which means completing the square. But because it's y equals instead of 0 equals, right? If it was a 0 equals, I could just work on both sides of the equal sign, but it's not. It's a y equals, and so I gotta do all my work on the same side. In order to do that, I'm gonna use parentheses to help. I know that I'm going to need to add a b squared over 4 inside the parentheses, and my leading coefficient is a 1. So I'm all set. My b is a 4, 4 squared is 16, and 16 divided by 4 would be a 4. So I'm going to need to add 4 inside the parentheses. That will complete the square. But because I added 4 inside the parentheses to maintain equality, I'll have to subtract 4 on the outside of the parentheses. Well, this is now a perfect square trinomial, so I'll write it as binomials. And on the outside of positive 6 minus 4, it's going to be a plus 2. Inside, I need an x and an x. Both numbers are going to need to be positive, and because 4 is a perfect square, they'll have to be the same number. So plus 2 and a plus 2, which means y equals x plus 2 squared plus 2. And once again, now that it is in vertex form, that looks like a really weird plus sign. One second. Now that it is in vertex form, I can quickly identify that my a is 1, my h is a positive 2, and my k is also a positive 2, which will allow me to quickly make transformations to the parent function in order to graph this quadratic. Guys, head on over to the next page of the notes, and we'll try another one of these. See you there.